As independent musicians, artists, and performers, are we releasing music wrong? It seems to me there is a fundamental shift in the music industry. Let me explain. Back in the good old days when you released music, before the internet, before smartphones, and before social media, you'd hear about a new track or a new album from not the musician, but from radio stations, music magazines, or maybe in clubs and pubs. Then what would happen is you'd hear that music everywhere. MTV, VH1, loads of different radio stations all around the world, and it would be them who would be constantly telling you the release date for that album, that single, EP, whatever it is. Then you'd rush out to your local music store. For me, it was HMV, and you'd go and buy the single on tape or CD or vinyl, so you could listen to it as much as you wanted to, or add it to your collection. And if you're a super fan for that artist or band, then you've got that new single or that new album or the special edition version to add to your collection. Now at that time, the only real way to release music professionally was through a label. So an artist or band would sign to a label, and it would be them who release the music and do all the marketing. Dial forward to today in 2023 and moving into 2024, for the labels and for the big A-list artists, that hasn't changed. Take someone like Ed Sheeran, for example, announcing his new album on social media, and then it'll be a marketing team who will be sending out loads of posts and loads of information to all the radio stations as well as social media with a release date, and you can pre-order, and then of course it comes out. But there's one fundamental change. Most people, and I'm talking over 90% of people, won't be paying the artist or the label directly for that music, aka they won't be buying the CD, the vinyl, the tape, whatever version physical, because they're listening to it on music streaming sites. So then that A-list artist releases the music, they play 1 million streams and get about 50p for it, but then the super fans are actually still buying things like the CDs, special editions, vinyl, tape, and then loads of other merch. So with all that being said, what about us? What about the independent musician? I've got 2 songs that are singles that I'm going to be releasing. One is Whiskey Jar and the other one is called Stray. I don't have a marketing team or thousands, if not millions of dollars to pump into marketing. And compared to people like Beyonce and Ed Sheeran, Metallica, Foo Fighters, I don't have millions of people I can rely on to press play on the day it's released. So if you're just starting out in music, this is all really daunting. And it got me thinking. We all look at the traditional way to release music, even though it's through streaming sites where there's a pre-order date, then there's a release date, and then we post it forever on social media saying, hey, listen to me, and try and get onto playlists. This is just the traditional version of what used to happen before. An artist or a label would announce a date, that would be the pre-order date, and then you can order it, or you can maybe get your order into HMV so you can get it on day of release. And then on day of release, you've got it, and then you can play it, and then you see them promote it with a music video through MTV. They'd put adverts on, showcasing it with 5-star reviews from different magazines, and then they'd announce a tour, and they would play the song that you love, that you went and bought, and you get to hear them live. Let's switch over to the independent musician, shall we? You put your heart and soul into your song, your EP, your album, and maybe you've got no following at all or a very small following. We try to follow the same path as the big A-listers, and it doesn't work. And let me tell you why. That sequence for independent musicians is what's known as the 2-month rule. What you do is you first of all upload your track to all the social media sites using a music distributor, like today's sponsor, DistroKid, who can help you release music, no problem. There's a link down below if you want to go and check them out. Then you have a pre-order date, and then you just shout at everyone to go and pre-order your music. Then there's the release day, and then the idea is that thousands of people have pre-ordered it, will hear it on day one. That will tell the Spotify algorithm or the Apple Music algorithm, hey, this is really good, push it. And that's what we're all fighting for. Then the next 4 weeks is meant to be nothing but promotion. So then you've got the music video, you go, hey, listen to my album, have you heard my album yet? Have you heard my single? Blah, 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 blah. By this point, most people have switched off, have gone, oh, he's talking about his album again, he's talking about his single again. And then most of us get disheartened, and then we start that entire process again. Wasn't it the phrase that madness is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results? Now, some people do make this well, and there's going to be people who will comment underneath and fight me for this to say, no, JP, you're wrong. This process works for us, and that's how we've been doing it, and we've been getting loads of followers and loads of people listening to our music. For those people, that's fine. For the others who are not actually getting that, let me give you the on the street version. The on the street version is me walking up to you and going, hi, how are you? Who are you? And what do you do? You turn around to me and say, I'm a musician, I've got some music. I say, cool, let me hear it. And I get my phone out, because I'm not going to go down to HMV because I want it on my phone right now, because we are an instant community now. Plus, I'm not going to pay for your music. I already pay for Apple Music or Spotify or Amazon Music or Deezer or Tidal or Pandora or any of the others. So why on earth am I going to pay for someone who I've just met and pay for their music? So I'm ready for you now. I'm in the street. This is your promotion. You're going to promote to me. I'm a random stranger. I'm watching music live. I bring up my streaming service of choice and I go, type in your name. And here's the problem. You've got a pre-order date.
It's coming out in 2 months' time.
I don't care. This is a really hard rule to learn. And I learned this the hard way. When I actually said this to someone, I went,
oh, well, it's 2 months' time. I've probably forgotten by then.
If it's not already available and that person is not already a fan, it's probably that they're not going to wait for it. Now, what I'm saying is really harsh and hard to hear for most musicians, but you have to accept the fact that most of your fans do not pay you for your music. They pay Spotify or Apple Music or any of the other major streaming platforms because they can get it instantly on their phone or they can get it for free. With social media and attention span dropping like a lead balloon into water, you need to have a catalogue of music available already. Using the channel sponsor, which is DistroKid, it costs me $39.99 a year. Now that's for me because I use the one called Musicians Plus. It gives me the option to have a pre-order date if I want to and also schedule the date of the release, but also you can have 2 outfits. So there's me as John Paul and then the other one is Tokyo Wasteland, which we also have another single that's coming out soon. You should have some music on your catalogue already so when people go, cool, what do you sound like? Or when you put stuff in, this happens. This is my profile on Apple Music. It's the same on Spotify as well. And yes, I've been releasing music for a long time. But my point is that this is your business card. If you're looking to get gigs and you're looking to play covers, then this is completely different. But if you're looking to showcase yourself as a musician, it just takes it to the next level if you've already got music out there on major streaming platform sites. If I said to you, yeah, I've got music coming, it's coming in about 2 months' time, that doesn't answer the question, what do you sound like? But also, it doesn't tie that person in. So here is my recommendation for new musicians or musicians with a small fan base. Ignore pre-order dates. Upload your music as fast as humanly possible. Yes, it's your baby, and yes, you want everyone on the planet to listen to it. That's not going to happen. You need to have a catalogue of music up there before you can start talking to random people or even agents or bar promoters or club promoters to say, yeah, I'm an independent musician, this is my music, and then you haven't got any music to show. Now, you can't dictate for them to be on Apple Music if they listen on Amazon Music. So the great thing with DistroKid is that they can actually push it out to all of them. How much did your latest single cost to mix or master? Well, I told you that I'm on the Musicians Plus tier for DistroKid, which is $39.99 a year, but DistroKid actually starts at $22.99. And we have a link that's on the screen now. It's also that QR code, and if you scan it or click the link, then you get 7% off your first annual membership with DistroKid, which means you can release as much music as you want to for an entire year. Now, if that seems daunting, then the simple thing to do is if you've got 1 song, you can turn it into 3. And this is my second tip for a brand new musician. You've got your 1 song, it's been mixed, it's been mastered, you've put your blood, sweat and tears into it, and now I'm telling you to make it 3 more songs. It's real simple. All you need to do is create an acoustic version of that song. Even if it's a dance track or a metal track or anything like that, but if you've got a track that incorporates a guitar or a piano in that track, then all you need to do is mute out all the other bits so it's just left with the vocal and maybe 1 guitar, maybe a guitar and a piano, and that's the acoustic version of that track. Now you've got 2. The third version of the same track could be a dance version, maybe a remix version, or maybe a lo-fi version. You just change the beat, take the beat out, put another beat in, so you've got 3 versions of the same track. Then what you do is you release them as if you're releasing a CD single. So you release them all together at the same time. Release them as fast as humanly possible. Once you've used DistroKid and it's actually out there, of course you can tell everyone, but the added advantage is that it's a playable song on Instagram, on Facebook, and on TikTok. So now what you can do is you can start using that for your reels, and that's your promotional side. And DistroKid can now make promo cards, and it'll put your music front and center. So your music's available on social media sites because DistroKid have put it there, and then they make promo cards, so you could use that promo card, and then you could have the music play in the reel, and you get paid for it. And one of the brand new features on DistroKid is Playlister. Playlister gives you the contact information for thousands of different playlists on Spotify. So if your music is EDM based, then you look at EDM playlists. If your music is country based, then you look at country based playlists, and Playlister will go and find the top and the best playlists for that style of music, and then you can contact the playlist owners and then get your music onto those playlists. Who knows, that could go viral, it could be picked up by loads of different people. But that's for later on. If you're a brand new artist or maybe a returning artist into the fray and it's all gone digital since you used to do stuff on tape, then the release and social media process is really, really daunting. The part I'm trying to get across here, make sure you have something for that person in the street where you can send them to a place and they can go and listen to your music. DistroKid have this feature called hyperfollow. So as you release a track, then it gives you a web link, and that web link will actually have your music on there, and then it says listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, and all the different music streaming sites. So you don't have to dictate what streaming site they go to, they just go to a website and then they pick your music and then they pick which streaming site they want to listen to it on. And DistroKid do that for every single release, making it much easier for you to promote your music by sending them to one web page. I hope this has given some clarity about releasing music for new musicians or in the new music industry. We have to get out of our heads that people are going to pay for our music. Your super fans will, but the general public will want to listen to it on their favorite music streaming site. And the great thing is, it's never been easier to release your music. So your homework for this video, should you choose to accept it, is click the link that's in the description box, the one that's on the screen right now, or scan the QR code and then start releasing your music today. If you've got any questions about this, or you want to actually add your own successes, then leave a comment under this video. I'd love to know how people are finding successes in releasing music, selfishly so I can actually release my own 2 singles, but also so we can help each other. It's got into people's heads that music is some kind of competition, and I think this stems from X Factor and The Voice and Britain's Got Talent and Australia's Got Talent, that we all have to compete with each other. It's absolute bollocks. Think of it like TV shows. We watch a TV show and then is that the only thing you watch on TV? No, we go and watch something else. If you listen to a track and that track's finished, do you then go, well, that's the only thing I'm going to ever listen to ever? No, you're going to listen to another artist and then another artist and another artist. And if you love music, you're going to listen to thousands of tracks over the next coming year. I believe a rising tide lifts all ships, and we should be helping each other to release music. This is why I put this video out, and yes, this video is sponsored by DistroKid, and clicking that link does help me out, but it helps you and it also saves you money as well. So thank you very much to DistroKid for sponsoring this video. Click the link, scan the QR code, and let's release some music in 2023 and 2024 as well. See you on the next one.